So Shou Wu is one of the most famous and one of the most revered of all the Chinese tonic herbs. It's famous and classically regarded as being one of the most potent anti-aging, rejuvenation, and longevity herbs. And one thing that people typically and often notice when taking this herb is a real sense of mood upliftment or anti-depression or anti-stress, anti-anxiety. So I've basically discovered some research which can help us to explain and understand why this is happening. So Shou Wu has been shown to be the most potent herbal source of monoamine oxidase B inhibitors. So basically what that means is this. There's a chemical in our brain, an enzyme, which basically goes in and eats up dopamine or eats up serotonin. And our ability to inhibit that enzyme actually declines and diminishes as we age. And then if we have, a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety or nervous system or mental emotional problems, our ability is even more diminished. So basically what monoamine oxidase does is it goes in and eats up these neurotransmitters which we need to feel good or feel calm or feel focused, energized, happy, etc. And there's two different forms of that. There's A and there's B. So research has shown that Shou Wu is actually the most potent plant and herbal source of inhibiting monoamine oxidase B, which directly affects our ability to have more dopamine circulating in our blood. So basically, taking Shou Wu allows us to keep monoamine oxidase B inhibited and thus naturally have more dopamine circulating in our system, which this really explains a lot of the classical Chinese explanations of this herb. It stabilizes the shin, grounds the heart, or it's useful for helping people sleep or helpful for nervous system things, etc. And all of those functions which I just mentioned are functions and aspects of the Kidney Jing energy, which in Chinese medicine, Shou Wu is classified as a Yin Jing kidney tonic as well as a blood tonic. And if we know what the effects of those two energies do, we can see now exactly, kind of in a modern scientific sense, how these classic claims which were made about Shou Wu are now supported and validated by modern science and modern scientific research. Now again, if you want to read more about how Shou Wu does this and more of the chemical makeup of these things, there's going to be a link below to a blog post, an article I just put up, where you can get into that in much more depth. So basically, to wrap it all up and sum it up, Shou Wu can help us to naturally have more dopamine in our body and circulating available in our bloodstream because it helps inhibit monoamine oxidase B. If you Google around, you'll see the research and the studies which have shown that, and have shown that Shou Wu is actually the most potent and the most effective of all of the herbal plants studied to be able to do that. And again, dopamine is a pleasure chemical. It's something which helps us to feel good, and it's also why a lot of people get into drugs or get addicted to drugs, is because these drugs stimulate dopamine secretion or stimulate feelings like dopamine. The problem with that is it's sort of burning the candle at both ends because it's not really supporting the body in a nutritional way or in a natural way. It's just stimulating and pushing the body. And if you think about it, people often explain drug abuse or drug addiction as being burnt out or fried or frazzled or ungrounded or tripped out, etc., or toasted even. And all of that is just referring to sort of the unnatural way that these things are working on our neurochemistry. So basically, what I'm going to be doing in a future video and a future article and blog post is explaining and showing some things which we can combine with Shou Wu to really potentiate the effects and really help us to get a really noticeable, really potent sense of mood upliftment or euphoria or happiness or creativity, concentration, focus, hyper learning, etc. So if you have any questions or comments, post them below, and definitely check out the article below to learn more, and I'll talk to you soon.